All right, new AirPods. Let's see if these stay connected. See if I can get this in before these guys get started back up. Real quick, what I'm now that I'm trying to really stay focused on what I want. I'm really, I've tried to look outside myself, get somebody to join me, and that hasn't worked. So I'm trying to stay laser focused. And since I take responsibility for everything, when things happen, I get frustrated because I expect things to go easy and they don't always. So I have to remind myself the trick is to stay in that happy place even when stuff isn't working right. I small examples, I have an affiliate program. I had to go through this. I had to go back and forth with the emails. I ordered a lamp for my daughter. It showed up. It didn't have the power cord, and I have to call. And it's like, ah, and then when I came out, well, I was getting ready to do the video and they were cutting grass. Typically I'm like, oh, of course they're cutting grass when I want to do this. No, not of course, because things work out to my favor, right? And when they don't, I have to say, oh, well, and stay in a good mood. Well, they took a break. Somebody pulled up, they're sitting over there and they stopped. And I'm like, oh, look, see, they stopped long enough for me to make a video. That's the that's the secret sauce. That's the hard part is to stay in that good feeling place when things go wrong. Because I'll find myself, because things do go right a lot of times, and when they don't, I get frustrated. And I just have to remind myself that, there's, I'm not in this by myself. So uh, things happen, things are residual, from the previous thoughts. Instantly, when something starts going wrong, again, I try to use the simplistic form of the Serenity Prayer because the Serenity Prayer is actually longer than what most people quote. But give me the serenity to accept things I can't change, and the courage to change things that I can, and wisdom of the difference. Well, that you have to do that like constantly all day, right, with stuff, and especially if you're going to stay in a good mood, if you're going to stay in a positive state of mind where something doesn't bother you. Now, there's a difference between ignoring something, and there's a difference between uh, not letting it bother you, but moving forward, knowing that the outcome is going to be to your best interest. And it's like I said, it's residual. So if you've had bad thoughts over years and over time, you've created and attracted things to you over that period. So you gotta work through it. It's kind of like detoxing. If you've eaten a bunch of bad stuff, it's going to take a little while for your body to get that stuff out. So just remember. I put it up on Facebook the other day. Uh, the song "Don't Worry, Be Happy." It's so simple, but it's so profound. Don't worry, be happy. That doesn't mean that you just forget everything and just ignore everything. Because there's a difference between letting go of something. Letting go doesn't always mean forgetting it. Letting go means not letting it bother you, not letting keeping you from your happiness. And again, I remind myself that's why I come up every day, because it's a daily thing. It's a daily practice. It's holy crap, the sun is making this chain really hot. Zig Zigzag said once somebody told him, says, well, motivation doesn't last. And he goes, well, neither does bathing. That's why we do it every day. So you have to, and that's why I try to just get to the what's the fundamental, what's the main thing that I got to focus on every day. I got to focus on feeling good, even when things aren't going the way I want. So I remind myself of the things that do happen, that do work out in my favor, and say, okay, that's going to happen again. Just give it time. And if it doesn't, that wasn't meant to be. I think about it, and is there something I can do physically? Is there something I can say, or is it just a thought? Most everything starts with a thought, and then it goes from there. So keep yourself in a centered, happy place as you move forward with whatever you're doing, because that helps you think clearly. This morning, oh my gosh, I'm looking all over for this DVD, and it's affiliated program. I think it's great. It's a great workout program, and I'm going to start sharing it again. And I was going to actually start doing it again, and I could not find the DVD. So I texted a couple of people because I remembered. I thought I remembered taking it on a trip, but I'm like, why would I do that? I'm like, where would I take it? You know, most places don't have a DVD, and I have a digital copy of it. And so instead of getting frustrated, because I'm like, I know it's here. I mean, I was digging in backpacks, I was digging in suitcases. And I just sat there and I said, you know, just think rationally. Uh, and I said, well, okay, if I went to somebody's house, they would have a DVD player usually. But if I went on a trip at a hotel, well, I probably would have taken my laptop. Typically, I stick my laptop in my backpack. I'm saying maybe, and every now and then I have a laptop case, and something said, just go check the laptop case, and it was in the pouch. So it's hard to think clearly when you're upset and you're frustrated. So your main goal, your main thing, the main thing is to be happy. And you know, we all have different definitions of being happy. It's like I said the other day, being happy is like, oh yeah, everything's great. You don't have to pretend like things are wrong, but you can't let them bother you. You have to put them in their place. Is there something I can do about this right now? Is me being upset going to help this situation? Do I need to focus on this? Yesterday, I'm driving home, and there's a guy sitting on the side of the road. Now, this is the back road through the neighborhood, and you know, he's like sitting on the curb, and his feet are sitting there. I'm like, why would you? And it's like a real steep curve, so when cars come through, they get really close. I'm like, why would you sit in the middle of the road? And then as I drive by, it was a younger, I don't know, maybe early 20s, uh, and he looked like he was crying, and he looked really distraught. And I mean, it almost instantly brought tears to my eyes. And my instinct is, you know, go see if he's okay. But I didn't have a strong enough pull. You know, that's the empath in me, and that's where I try to keep the balance between what's going on in the world and what needs to go on in my world. I can't go out and save everybody. Uh, so I was like, I've got my situation. He has his situation. He was on the phone. I'm like, he's got whatever because I've tried to, I guess you say, interject myself into other people's situations because I think I can help. And sometimes that's a little egotistical and narcissistic, thinking I can help you. You know, he didn't reach out to me. He wouldn't stand there and wave his hand. Uh, Sometimes people don't ask for help. I feel like the inspiration would be strong enough for me to go help, and I've done it. I've extended my hands, and people are like, sometimes people don't want help. Uh, it's a balance, and it's a little bit off topic, but it gets all in the same theme of things as being happy, knowing when to help, when to be upset, when to intervene, uh, and it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing, you know. Sometimes you get burned, and sometimes you don't, and sometimes you actually get the help, and uh, as you get better and as you get clearer, it becomes easier. All right, I gotta go. You guys have a great day. Mwah.